What's up, YouTube? Dedra here, bringing you another video today. Just a quick video. I'm actually on my way to Winnipeg Regionals as this video goes live. So, yeah, but I want to explain my deck choice and some of my deck choices, and this is what I'm going to be playing at Regionals. So we'll do a quick deck profile. Just to alert, there will not be a video up on Saturday or on Sunday. Hopefully I can get a video up Monday, but I got a busy schedule ahead of me. But I should be able to get some deck profiles, so I'll definitely have videos next week of that. So yeah, we should have some uploads Monday if I can get the vlog. I don't know if the vlog's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of editing for the vlog, so probably won't be out Monday. I'll probably be about closer to the end of the week, see how regionals went. But yeah, anyway guys, let's get into this deck profile. And I'll explain some of my deck choices and whatnot. 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Droll, 2 Veiler, and 3 Ghost Ogre. I actually went with 11 hand traps. So the thing was, dude, I want to play Veilers or more trap cards, and I figured Veilers is the better choice in this in this option actually. That's just because, you know, you could play like you're gonna be going first, but like if you lose the dice roll, you're probably gonna go second in this format. So those strikes aren't really gonna be useful to you if you don't really have much going on. Like if they already make a board, if they make an established board, but this stops them from making an established board, so you can still make plays next turn. That's kind of my over Veilers over more traps. I know a trap heavy version just won YCS, but or not one YCS, top 8 of YCS, but I just don't I don't really it's not that I don't agree. Obviously the top 8 speaks for itself. But I think this is the build I've been having success with. I've won tournaments with, and I have done really good in testing and online. So I really like this build. And then 2 Eater of Millions. I think 3 is excessive. 2 is just right. And I mean, this is just an amazing card. Obviously, this breaks boards, wins games. Even if you have to banish all 15 in your extra deck sometimes, just to get that extra damage per game, it's complete worth. And then I play the One Honest because I think this card is really good, and a lot of times now it's becoming more standard to play, but I think playing 1 is good. I debated playing 2 instead of a certain card. As you guys can see, this is a 41 card deck, but I'll kind of get into that later. And then the Trickstar lineup was very standard. It was 3 Candina, 1 Lilybell, and 3 Licorice. Actually debated playing more than 1 Lilybell, because if you desires this, it really blows. I think Lilybell's honestly like 1-year win conditions. If you go first in this deck and you set up like 2, if you get lucky enough to set up 2 Licorice, even 1's amazing, but setting up 2 Licorice and a Reincarnation, you do enough damage that you know, you can just start playing Lilybell beat, and just keep doing that Lilybell, and just surviving due to reincarnations and stuff in grave. So I just think it's a very, very, very good card, a very good choice card. So yeah. And then 1 Dark Hole, you gotta play this. 1 Regeki, obviously I put it over here, whoops. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Regeki, you gotta play these cards. This will just literally make matches so easy for you. Even if it's like, honestly, Dark Hole and Regeki are amazing bait cards for Vortex Dragons or whatever the negate they have on board is. It's just a really, really, really good bait for them, and then you can go off and make your plays, or you can bait other ways. It's just a really good card. Now, Emergency Teleport, this is my 1 tech card I'm kind of playing in this deck. I think this card is really, really good. If you see it first turn, it helps boards a lot. Because one of the main problems is not having a beater to go over, one of the problems in the deck is not having a beater to go over monsters. So if first turn, you don't mind, if you're gonna probably end on 1 Licorice anyway, you go E-Telly and you Candina, search, whatever, you search your Licorice, you E-Telly, you make Ancient Fairy Dragon, search your Light Stage, do another Licorice, or you probably go Reincarnation with Candina, honestly. Go for another Licorice. This is first turn, remember. So you go for your another Licorice, and then you use Ancient Fairy's Dragon effect to special summon the Licorice. So you have a beater and a big, you have a big butt on board with 3k defense. And it's just really good. And we'll get into a little bit more too. 2 Desires as well in the deck. I think 3's just too much. Honestly think 2 is almost too much sometimes, but you want to see this card. That's the only issue. I don't really like to resolve this twice unless I know I have either a million hands, then I'll resolve it twice just to get its attack up. And you guys just never forget, Eater Millions cannot be tributed, so you cannot tribute this. You cannot tribute the card for Link Karibo either, but you cannot. This cannot be Kaiju or anything like that. So just remember that kind of stuff, and it can't be Monarch Stormforth or anything. So yeah. Then 3 Scapegoat. This card literally can steal games. If you do not see your Trickstar engine and use Draw Scapegoat, you laugh until you see your Trickstar engine, because you're gonna start on a big monster, or even make a Saryuja. If as long as you have any other monster in hand, even if it's just a Licorice and you don't have your engine of searchable Trickstars, make Saryuja try to get to your search engine. And then special. It's just really good. 3 Terraforming, obviously broken. 3 Light Stage, standard. I play 1 of each, so 1 Judgment, 1 Strike, 1 Warning. I think these are all just really good cards. Why not 2 Strike instead of the Warning? Warning's not 1 for a reason. I know it's 2,000 life points, but dude, this is like... this card's honestly just really good against pendulums and everything. It's just really good. So yeah. So we play 1 of each, and then you play 3 Reincarnation, obviously. Side deck, 2 Lancia. This is for the invoked match. If they Invocation, even if they have a meltdown on field, you can still respond to Lancia because it does not negate anything to do with the fusion. And you respond with the Lancia, and they have to use stuff from their hand at this point. So it kind of really, or stuff on their field or whatever, or no, stuff on their hand. Yeah. So if they have the Alistair on field, or they have the Alistair and whatever, they can't use it. It's just a really good card. It stops their plays, stops Mecha Buff from coming out most of the time. Just a very good card. And then that's like the kind of the only side I have for Invoked anyway. I don't know. We can side a lot of stuff for Invoked, even though the matchup's like not too rough actually. And then 3 Cherries. This card is like, if you resolve it, you probably win that duel. You resolve it against Pendulums, they don't really know what to make at that point. They can't make their Electromite. Their plays stop just super heavy. Just very good. 2 Kaijus, obviously just very good cards. 2 Cyclones, these are pretty good. 3 Called by the Grave, and 3 Dimensional Barrier. Called by the Grave is an amazing card. A lot of times, even if I'm going first, I'll side these in. Going first, so if you get your Candina engine, if they droll you, or if they Ash Blossom you, you keep going and say screw you to them. So it's amazing. Also, it doesn't negate the activation, so they can't Ash Blossom you a second time or anything. It's just the effects are negated. So yeah. And yes. And it's actually decent in Mirror as well. When they go into Reincarnation, you can target their card. And you might say, oh, well, that negates your Licorice and stuff. No, it only negates the activated effects of fields on monsters, so you still get your burn damage and all that shit in there. So very powerful card. And Dimensional Barrier, this card is good. As you guys can notice, I'm not siding Anti-Spell Fragrance or maining it. The reasoning behind this was Anti-Spell actually like hurts my deck like a reasonable amount. If they get rid of my engine, if they get rid of my light stage, I like to have a light stage on board all the time, or it just hurts my deck in general. I don't like having to play slower cards. It kind of bothers me. So instead I put in, because before I was running 1 called and 2 called and 2 Dimensional Barrier. And I took out the anti-spells for the 3rd called because this card's amazing. Plus it helps me against Dinos, which is one of my harder matchups. You get rid of their overtext, whatever, going into the graveyard. But Dimensional Barrier, really good against Pendulums. And I think I have enough side cards for Pendulums, especially with Cherries, so I don't really need anti-spell. And the reason this is better, because this isn't going to slow me down on my turn. It stops them from Pendulum summoning and all that shit. And if they can't really make a board by that turn, I'm probably just going to beat them out next turn. Honestly, I think Trickstars are that powerful, whereas they're not going to really be able to make a board, so you just kind of beat them out the next turn and get over it. Also, they have a really easy out to anti-spell, which is just your purple poison, and then they go off and make plays anyway. So you do this, and they're kind of just screwed. Yeah. Extra deck. So we're playing 3 cherry targets, 3 just only cherries targets. I might be taking out the Mechaba. I'm not sure yet. I feel like I don't have a hard enough matchup, but at the same time, it could become useful for the cherries target. Debating on that one yet. But so obviously the Buster, I think there's gonna be a lot of Rogue, and there will be lots of ABCs because that is a cheaper deck to play right now. And that just kind of makes sense of the place we're going. So Mechaba obviously, and then Electromite obviously. This is just very, very good. I'm playing Ground Pulse over Braum because most of the time, like, problem cards, yeah, like you could say problem cards are like stuff. Problem cards might be like some monsters, but a lot of time problem cards will be back row too. Like, you don't want to get your hit by any back row by some weird back row stuff or anything that slows you down, like anti spell or anything like that. You make Grand Pulse, you pop something. Just a really good card. Its defense is 2800. This is really good. I actually kind of just stole this from the Trickstar player who topped the UADS or whatever. This they have, if True Draco don't have Masterpiece yet, you can make this pop their diagram, which is just like really powerful already because that's gonna stop their plays for next turn. So you pop their diagram and if it's only a maiden, you make it in defense mode, and they don't really have much to do. They gotta either they're gonna have to force a skill drain, but obviously that's gonna hurt them because it's gonna stop Masterpiece's effect after it comes out. Yeah, so you either force a skill drain, and you can easily make this under skill drain obviously too, and just have they can't attack over you. Like that's it. Maiden can't attack over you unless they have a Masterpiece out. So this was just really good. Obviously Ancient Fairy Dragon for the plays. Black Rose Dragon. Again, it's another good thing with Italy. I think you make this against True Dracos and they don't have the skill drain or the Monarchs Erupt or anything, and you blow up their board, you're probably gonna win this duel. Like I said, I hate True Dracos, so I don't really want to play them, but if you make this against them, very, 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 very good. Yeah, that's just because like it pulls up their field and they're playing off of one card for the rest of the game. Essentially. So yeah. Board obviously, like MVP, you make this almost every time you ever make resolve a scapegoat. Firewall, just in there for the loop that you can do with Lilybell. Saryuja, this card's just really fucking good. I see a lot of Trickstars don't play this. I think it's really good. It's definitely not a necessity, but like honestly, being able to make this and then bring out like if you can bring out a Lilybell after this and be attacking for 1300 direct instead of, well, it's obviously a little bit less because Light Sage does some of the damage, but if you're doing you're attacking for 1300 directly essentially, and you can do that twice in one turn, that's 2600 damage directly attacked pretty much. So just very good, and obviously the draw power is amazing, the special summon effect's amazing, and the other effects amazing. Play one Link Spider. We only play one because we play a Link Kribo. I was thinking about keeping this at 2 so we can resolve 2 Scapegoat, but essentially if you get a second Scapegoat, you're just gonna end up going for your Firewall and using it as a beater anyway. So it's fine. It's really not that big of a deal. Or you can even make Saryuja pretty easily here, as long as if you want to, all you need is monsters with different names. So if you want if you want the special summon effect, you can literally just make you can make a proxy dragon. It doesn't really matter. That's pretty much all I'm saying is like you can make like a fucking proxy dragon whatever. But yeah, you just make this card whatever. Like it's a good beater to have too. If you have 4 monsters. I mean, even if you need to make it as a beater with your second Scapegoat, that's completely fine. I don't think it's necessary to play 2 Link Spider. It is sometimes nice, but we'll see. 1 Mrs. Radiant, 1 Ningirisu. I think I might actually take this card out. I'm not playing Ib, as you guys can see, and the Ib Ningirisu combo is like really good for a really good draw 1, and then you can send 1 from your opponent's field, and it's a very powerful combo, but I honestly just don't like doing it because like there's never really situations that it's really going to benefit me that much. But I don't know, it's kind of like really debatable. I think if Ib's not in there, there's no real point of ever making an Ningirisu. I just never make it, and even when I did, I feel like most of the time you just kind of want to make a Borload anyway because Borload's just such a good card to have. And then you play your proxy. You play your one Hall Angel. This card's actually just so underrated. This is like, you make this more than you think. And then Link Rebo. This card is actually really good too. This is like one of the points where sometimes I'll want to leave a Scapegoat token on the field. Scapegoat tokens just say they cannot be tributed for a tribute summon. So you can still tribute them, tribute for Link Rebo in Graveyard, which is really nice. So like that's also another reason you don't need to play. That's also another reason you don't need to play a second Link Spider, because most of the time you can just you're gonna be able to like, yeah, you can tribute a level 1 monster, special summon this card. Yeah. If this card is in your graveyard, you can tribute one level 1 monster, special summon this card. You can only use this fact to Link Rebo once per turn. And then you can tribute it. Yeah. So it's just really good for that Scapegoat token because you can bring it back anyway. So it's just really good. It kind of beats the purpose of running more Link Spiders. I kind of forgot about that. So yeah, that's why you only really need one Link Spider, because you can just use Link Rebo from Grave. Very, very, very powerful right there. Yeah. But anyway, guys, that's the deck. That's kind of turned out to a longer video because I kind of explained all my deck choices. I'm very confident in this event. I think I can do really, really good. We'll see. I think all of us actually have a really good chance of doing really good. I think there's 5 of us going now in the car from SYA. So we have a really good chance of just doing fucking good. Like, I don't know. I'm excited. And hopefully we can bring some deck profiles from SYA home, and then deck profiles from the other players who top in Winnipeg. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it. See you guys on Monday when I start doing content again. Peace.